So this is a comment on what is the proper etiquette we should have with the Quran. Fatima Quraishi asks, question is, I used to recite Surah Al-Mulk from memory lying down in bed just before sleeping. The question is, would that be disrespectful in the context of etiquette of the Quran?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sister Fatima. What a wonderful question. And I think number one, let's identify etiquette and emotion. Would we put them on one side? I understand emotions need to be controlled, etiquette needs to be learned. But as opposed to me telling you what the etiquette of the Quran is, I would like you to see it as veneration. Can I ask what's allowed and what's not allowed? Or could I ask, how can I best express my love for Quran? So excellent. That's a great question. Is there any text that says I can't put the Quran in a bag and then put it on the floor? Is there any text that says X, Y, or Z? Before we get there, would you then say, I choose to venerate the Quran, and then you do it the way that you feel loving towards the Quran? That's A. But when it comes to the recitation of the Quran, the remembrance of the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because our parents could choose to put the Quran in a box on the highest shelf, which for some reason the Quran box had a lock. I never understood that. As a veneration, but as soon as that becomes a deterrent from the actual purpose, reciting the Quran, that veneration, that etiquette is affecting the bottom line. So when it comes to my Nabi saying recitation of Surah Mulk before going to bed, and you are in either one of three states, qiyaman, standing, qu'udan, sitting, or a'la junubihim, or laying on your side and remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you are reading from memory, right, Sister Fatima? If I was laying down, even I wouldn't personally, Wissam, feel comfortable doing that. It's not in the etiquette. I'd feel like I'm not showing love, but I'm laying in a position, being aware not to pass wind, pick my nose, to just lay freely in the bed, rather to put myself in a position, and I begin the recitation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in an etiquette. I am absolutely encouraging you, because look at the bottom line. Say you didn't. The likelihood of you sitting up in perfect posture facing the Qibla, where having everything put together to recite the Quran is going to become a deterrent. And guess who wins? Shaitan is just sitting, well, I didn't have to do too much. I just told her to love the Quran some more, and she didn't have to read anymore. Venerate, etiquette, love, respect, and mannerism. But when it comes to the bottom line, let the recitation come first. Barakallahu feekum, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.
I mean, I wanted to give a few thoughts, just thinking about my own context. So one of the things that has encouraged me to recite more Quran is having a baby, right? And one of the things that my wife was doing was, it's like, hey, you know what? Read his adhkar before go to sleep. And so one night she would do it, another night I would do it.
Thank you.
The thing is, you do the same adhkar over and over again, it gets really boring really fast, right? And so the thing that I started doing was reciting Surah Al-Mulk. Now, keep in mind, like, I'm in bed, I'm in my sleeping clothes type of situation, right? And like,
but you've covered yourself. You're in a state of etiquette at home.
Right. I mean, but like, whatever state of etiquette would be when you're putting the baby to bed. Right. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, that's probably the least.
No, I think what I'm hinting at is to have your aura covered when reciting.
Okay.
Just like,
right. Like if you're under the sheets or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's in itself and is good enough.
Right. And so
my body's covered. I'm reciting to my baby.
Right. And so that's. At the end of the day, like, what's the alternative?
Right.
The alternative is I don't recite.
Thank you. And that, in the name of I'm going to wait till everything's perfect, my baby doesn't get to hear Quran. Thank you, Sister Fatima.